All right. Hello, everyone. Here we got with me Hippie Kid, Killcade, and Plutonium.
Hello there.
We decided to make a Cosplay-Cost tier list to see which cosplay is the most expensive. Now, right off the bat, I want to set one which is the highest and the lowest, so we can have a kind of like a bar. So, who do you think out of these characters is the most expensive?
Oh my god.
I want to say Nemesis, I think.
Probably. Yeah, I would say if you built all the props and everything, by the time you have
And
like
like
a one-to-one
the silicone
Nemesis,
mask.
I'm hesitating between either Hunk or Vector, because Vector, most of the shit that he has is like, you know, custom. Like the whole jacket and everything, and the vest, and even though, yeah, you can get like, I guess, a Condor vest for it. But I don't know, I feel like due to the fact that it's custom and the lights and everything, I don't know, I'd probably have to go with Hunk, honestly.
Hunk and Vector are definitely up there, but if you look into like the prosthetics and like the actual, like if you're trying to make a very, very accurate Nemesis or even
Like
Mr. X, it would be very expensive.
Well, it depends. You know, if let's say if you have the build for Nemesis, you know, let's say you're like 6'3" or whatever, you know, with some lifts, you know, like some lifts and stuff. It's like you at least you have the height, but then then you need to have like the muscle suit underneath.
You need a muscle suit, and then I did research.
And the garbage bags all over. So unless we're talking about classic or Resident Evil 3 remake, because right here you use the. I don't know. I mean, that's going to be a huge challenge to do Nemesis. I mean, why would you want to do that? But
we're talking about like cosplay here. We don't care about the challenges. I think what we should just care about is like going as accurate as possible with these.
Yeah.
The latex mask is definitely going to be a decent portion of this. Plus,
I mean,
but
look at it from the prop alone. The rocket launcher prop would be a very, like, that's custom. Like, you would have to 3D print that, get the files made, like, all of that.
Because the only official Capcom mask that was released, which I do have, although not the deluxe version, was, like, the classic Nemesis. So, it could work. It looks good. You do have some bootlegs on, like, Wish and AliExpress and all that stuff. They look terrible, though, in person, I'll be honest. But if you want to do, like, the remake Nemesis, like, you're either gonna have to go with a custom one, or maybe you have a chance somewhere. I don't know. I never really looked into doing a Nemesis cosplay myself, but yeah, even the mask itself, it'll have to be like a custom sculpt and everything. So, well,
obviously, you're gonna have to go for custom if you're gonna go for like, you know, realistic. There's the best option is not latex; is probably silicone, which allows for like mouth movement and stuff. And I've seen a remake silicone mask which costed like $1,000 or $1,100. With like the tubes and stuff. There was a classic version of Nemesis on Etsy. The guy's no longer selling because I've heard that he was not a good seller, but there's a few people that own his mask. And the Nemesis, it's like insane, and it was like $900 for the classic one. And he also sold the shoulder piece with it, and it was like another $300 for the shoulder piece.
Right.
Okay.
Well, okay, we kind of set the bar. I think everybody agrees that Nemesis is definitely like up there, 900 and above. So, all right. Now the cheapest one.
Ethan Winters.
Ethan Winters.
Yeah, Ethan Winters probably by far.
First one on your list.
We have a few. At least I think I put like a few Winters in here.
Unless
I think
one of those Leons, not the RE4 Leons, but maybe the RE6, and then what's that other one next to Heisenberg down there?
Chris.
No, to the left.
No, Resident Evil.
Well, yeah, Chris.
6?
Actually, that Chris one could also.
Well, I built it, and I can tell you that it's more expensive than it looks.
Is it? Oh,
Is it the gun, or what was it, like the suit itself?
Well, no, that's the P-code version.
Oh, yeah.
The Ethan, very cheap.
Expensive.
Well, it depends, because the one that I got, it was maybe in like the 200 range. So at least there's already that. So at least like, and if you want to get like a pretty decent muscle suit, it's at least going to be like $500, like max for Chris Village.
Okay.
And that's
we will
not
come
even
back
about
to
the tactical version. So
come back to that.
I think it's a pretty good.
Ethan is definitely down there. So I think this is RE8 Ethan, as far as I remember. I put him.
Yeah.
I forgot to add a RE7 Ethan, but I think they're pretty much quite similar, so there's like no point.
RE7 Ethan is cheaper.
You're really cheap.
Cheaper than RE8.
Yeah, well, it should, just because it's like, isn't it just like a dress shirt and like some basic
Yeah, it's a
stuff?
dress shirt, dress pants, some brown leather shoes. Although you do have an Apple Watch.
Alright, let's go with Lady Dimitrescu. So, do you think that for cosplays it's pretty much guaranteed that you need, like, lifts for your feet?
Yes and no. I guess it depends on just the presence you want to have. Because I've seen it done both ways, and both honestly look pretty good. Honestly, the lifts make the body look very disproportional. So I'm kind of tend to go against that just because it's like really
makes you look like Gumby.
off-putting. Yeah, I mean, you have really long legs, but then like your arms don't get longer, so it's like, you know.
Yeah, personally, I'd go against the lifts because I mean, there's no way in hell you gotta be a 9-foot tall woman. So
yeah,
Right.
rather just be like non-accurate height than try to really like. There's no way in hell you're gonna be 9 foot tall. Even like Spartans, like Halo Spartans, it's impossible to get.
I'll put the question this way: what if, like, let's say you live in the U.S. or Canada, right, and you want to like saw like the costume like yourself, you want to make like the dress and stuff. How much would you like spend on materials to make it?
Ooh, it's
okay,
probably between the B and C range. I'm not
I want to say.
sure.
I'd probably say in the B range if you want to do like the Lady Dimitrescu costume, because the biggest piece, of course, is the dress and the hat. But you'll need.
I would
the
say if
body
you were
paint.
making it, it would be the B range. If you were buying it, you could probably get it for 150 or less.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like there's pretty common or very, very similar things out there.
Because then there's also
very, very close.
There's also the blades if you really want to, but it's not. It's optional if you want to have like the finger blades.
Yeah.
She has the cigarette holder and the the little flower, the necklace.
Okay, it's definitely 300
Very
then.
expensive.
Especially
Be very expensive too.
Especially if you buy anything like on Etsy, like if you buy like this costume, for example, if somebody makes it, it's definitely going to be more than 150. So that's definitely B.
B tier.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Next we got Lady Hunk. So this actually brings up a discussion. So is what's like Kilkay? This mostly goes to you. Do you know if there's like a big difference in cost between Lady Hunk and Hunk from RE2?
So there's not actually. Like literally, the only cost savings I would say you're getting in the Lady Hunk, I guess variant is no pants. That's it.
Does Hero like
Everything else is 100% the same.
Well,
the jacket is pretty comparable to, I guess, the BDU shirt and the vest, because you don't wear that as Lady Hunk. But everything else is very similar.
Alright.
So it's almost 1-to-1 comparable in my opinion. It just depends on kind of which route you go on it. But
Do you think
there's not a lot of cost.
Do you think you can get away with doing Lady Hunk up to 700 USD? Or does it go more?
I guess it depends on. I mean, are we talking like the MP5 or the grenade launcher? Are we talking like handgun? Because like that can.
Okay, let's say if we just want the handgun at the very least.
So yes, I mean your most expensive things are going to be the same things that are the most expensive for Hunk, right? The FM12 gas mask and the LBV are basically, I would say, the two most expensive parts of that whole cosplay. So yeah, I mean, if you could get those, I think you could get it down to the $700 through $500 price point. It just kind of depends on what you go with the rest of the pieces as well. But it's still up there.
But if we go for the most iconic weapon, which is the MP5 for her as well, would it surpass
you would probably
700?
be in that S+ rank, yeah.
All right.
Easy. Especially if you wanted to have like a pistol in the holster while you had the MP5 and everything.
All right.
As for Hunk, well, how many Hunk cosplayers are here?
Everybody but me. I'll put images of you just to demonstrate.
But yeah, Hunk for sure. Yeah, it's up there. I mean,
everything from like the radio to this SOE vest to the FM12
SOE vest.
Yeah, I mean, if
John
you
Willis, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say, John Willis, you are a tough cookie. Not in a good sense.
All right.
Now we're
Wesker-
not
Bro,
getting
just
any
sell just sell the freaking vest on your website. It's like, okay, you want to charge $750 for it, that's fine, but why do you have to go via email to request it? It's like, bro, like, can you just stream on your freaking website? Anyways.
Yeah, for those who don't know, you can obtain this SOE vest, but you gotta contact the guy who runs the website, unfortunately, via
Also,
email.
it's the newer design with like zippers and everything. He tried to like update his design, but it looks terrible. Just
All right.
get it from a third party
Wesker.
guy who remakes them, I suppose.
We got Wesker next, so I assume he's pretty similar to Chris from RE1, so Plutonia, what do you say about him? Where does he fit in this category if we want him with the Stars pistol, which I assume he has?
Well, you're gonna need the M69 flag vest, which is gonna need to be in black, and that is already gonna set you back up a bit because you gotta make it custom. Sure, you could get like a Rothko one and just like, alter it a bit, and that can work to some extent. That's personally what I did for a buddy of mine who needed help. So, how much would that cost? Honestly, I'd say probably the A range. That will probably be what the cost for Wesker is, because also there's the gloves, Samurai Edge, the holster. The holster is pretty cheap. You can just get like a regular Condor one, like the ones that that the Stars have. Like Chris got it's really similar to like he's got a lot of like the Chris stuff, like like I said, the gloves, the boots, the pants, all being in black. Just has the dress shirt with the patch as well, and also the harness. Yeah, you got to keep in mind he has like the Rothko harness. Well, not Rothko, but you can get like a Rothko one, so it's pretty cheaper. The radio thing, and yeah, so I'd say it's probably in the 400.
Could you remind me, does Wesker use the Stars pistol, or does he use the Deagle in the first game, primarily?
He uses the Stars M9 pistol, but it's custom one. You can get like 3D printed replicas, or if you really want, you can get the Takio Marui one. But
All right.
yeah, I'd say it's at least at like the $500 range or so for Wesker. Like,
All right.
I put it.
Same with Chris, you think, from RE1? Does he...
Chris, yeah, maybe actually no, yeah, I put it in the A range as well. Yeah.
All right. That settles it. All right.
No, you did the cosplay guy, bro.
All right. Leon RE2.
Leon. Do we all have experience here with Resident Evil 2 Leon?
I do. So do you?
I guess that's
What about
cool.
you, Kelton?
I mean,
I do not. That's the one Leon I do.
okay. Well,
Leon definitely more expensive than Chris. Just
I think
the wig,
that's-
the vest, all the gear, all the little leather, belt, and
Just for
holster
clarification,
alone-
we're talking about like not the AliExpress ones you can buy on like Amazon or anything else. We're talking about like if you're pretty much making it as accurate as possible, so you're buying like genuine,
The real world equivalents. I
Yeah.
guess you could say. Yeah.
real
we don't
shoulder
have
pads and
things
stuff.
here.
the holster alone is like 150, 200, right? And that's if you can even grab one.
It depends. It fluctuates.
Yeah.
Whenever it goes onto the market, but it just depends. But I would say on average, it's probably like in the $100 average
Like,
range.
even-
like you can find them.
Sorry, like even the shirt and the pants themselves, the 511 ones. Like, if you buy the two of them, like here in Canada, like the shirt itself, like officially, if you want to get it on
60.
like, Amazon or something, it's 100.
It's 100, really?
Yeah. Welcome to Canada.
Damn.
Everything.
No, because
Yeah,
yeah. So
One thing I've noticed is the popularity of the character definitely makes certain items like go up,
More
and
rare
scarcity. Like as more gets sold, the prices
Well,
of certain
you can
things
get
goes up.
You can get a cheaper
saber
Rothko
radios.
replica of the dress shirt, but the pants, like they're also like in the $80 range. So here at least it's like, well, you're probably getting half that for America, so it's probably like at least like $100, so like probably a bit more for the shirt and the pants.
and then don't
and
forget the
the-
boots.
Yeah, the boots. Oh, the lovely GSG9s. Good
The
luck.
very extremely rare one, which you would have to get the replicas from.
the Garsing ones from.
Yeah.
from
Well, I think 700. You guys think?
Right? Yeah, it's probably S
Yeah.
tier.
700.
yeah, S tier for Leon. Yep.
All right, 700. Yeah, so I think the key items are again like the vest, this holster, the boots is what makes them expensive. Even if you skip on those parts, then there's like the Matilda that can kill you. You can 3D print it if you find it. Maybe you can find like an airsoft version of the pistol, but yeah, I think 700 is usually the range. If you buy it on AliExpress, like even like the best one, it's gonna be like 250, but then again, you gotta fix
You're going to be
things up.
modifying it a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, for most accuracy. All right, Jill. We got Jill here now.
RE1 Jill. The Jill sandwich.
It's got to be like
I
A,
probably,
right? Probably
yeah, the
somewhere
A
somewhere.
range, because maybe not as much as Chris, but you do need to get the custom-made shoulder pads, and there's the beret, and not to mention like the few pouches that she has on her belt.
What gun does she use?
She uses the same. She uses a samurai edge as well.
Oh, okay, yeah, that might set you back too.
No, definitely.
Yeah, she still has the belt, the same Chris boots, and yeah, you have the beret. It's not as expensive as Chris or Wesker, like I said, but it's still like up there somewhat.
Mhm.
Especially the shoulder pads. If you don't have someone who can do them out of EVA foam, you just need to get like I don't know, like a seamstress or something to find a way to do them for you. But yeah, you can either make them out of foam or maybe like try to make them out of like if you want to pay more, make them out of fake leather, pleather, and like pull them up with like con or something, or like high density foam or something. So yeah, it's gonna set you back a bit.
Yeah, I've seen some
remember
cool
one
ones where they
chick-
use Ava foam or EVA foam, and then they wrap it in like a fake leather. And it looks
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
There was this one chick on Etsy. She doesn't sell them anymore. She was making like replica Jill shoulder pads, really good ones, mind you.
Yeah.
And they were like at least, well, that was probably like what, 3 years ago. They were like $500 US dollars. But they looked really good. So.
Yeah.
I've
But
for this,
you could probably make them for a bit cheaper than 500. So yeah, I'd say Jill in the A range is pretty reasonable.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
so-
else? Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. No. Okay. No, I was gonna say about the next one, the Ada. I've helped someone make one before. We found the exact, like, or not exact. I'm not 100% sure if it's the one they used, but we found the layered red dress that looks nearly identical as the one that she wears in the game. We got it for what, like, I want to say $70. Along with the wig, we had like a very high-end wig that we had to like take to a hairdresser, which was another 60, I want to say. And then we didn't go for the accurate like holster, like I guess old style holster on the back, like the straps.
Yeah,
on
the
her
shoulder
arms.
holsters.
Yeah, the shoulder holsters.
Mhm.
So we made one, but I did some research, and it looks like it would cost like maybe $150 for the ones that are custom made.
Yeah.
And the only thing we couldn't get is the boots. Where I wasn't sure what boots she wore, but
No, she
that's
doesn't
for
wear
like
boots,
you
she
know,
wears stilettos.
yeah, stilettos. But I want to say it's either between A and B. It depends on like which Ada you want to go for. Trench coat Ada with glasses.
No, it's without the glasses. It's the
Well,
red
I was
dress
also
one.
thinking like the accessories too. Like if
Yeah,
you wanna-
there's-
Okay, so
that's right.
I'll clear it up. So for this Ada specifically, this is without the trench coat, without the glasses. The dress, her pistol, her hack tool, whatever she used. Yeah, the scanner. Which is definitely
about
gonna need to
the-
3D print that.
The watch.
Well, I know that you can get some 3D printed kits from like what's his name, the guy from Mississippi again, who made the 3D printed Samurai Edge kits. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
probably like at least in the hundreds for each.
Yeah.
They're good kits, mind you, though. Highly recommend him. Trey Wick Designs, that's his name.
I want to say if you're gonna keep it standard, B. If you're gonna have all the accessories, A.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was thinking B, like, but it just depends on. It's really the shoulder holster. I feel like is the
Yeah,
big
the
one, right?
shoulder holster is
Yeah, either you make it custom yourself, which is possible to some extent, but
It's very easy, but it just
Or
depends.
if you
on
get
it.
something that's just close enough to where it looks
Yeah.
good, but it just
Yeah.
depends if you're going for accuracy or if you're going for.
So A, you guys think?
Yeah,
yeah,
Probably if you're going for accuracy, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We are going for accuracy. All right, Claire. Hello.
You lose, big guy.
I mean, the jacket alone, I feel like, is already
it's
like
expensive.
Well, we already did a bit of research on it. So, how much was it again in the cosplay guide that you made? Was like 100 or so?
Yeah.
It's $90.
The best one on AliExpress if we want to have like the angel decal on it. Yeah, it's over 100. Plus the Leon holster. She uses the same holster as Leon does from
Oh,
RE2. So
Baofeng radio, the boots.
Yeah,
Baofeng
like
isn't
that.
too expensive. I think it's like what, $20 you can get it for.
The radios are pretty cheap. Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
the the revolver?
STL files can go
there's
for
STL
like
files
$5.
For like $7. Yeah, it's
Okay.
There's also
But yeah,
the
if you-
necklace, the little watch thing that she has, bracelet. She gotta
If
get
you want
from
the like
Etsy.
legit jacket, it's Luca Designs sells it for about $270, which is like a genuine leather jacket with the design on the back and everything.
I think she also
But-
goes A.
Yeah, I would say so.
Eh.
I didn't think she'd be that expensive, but yeah, if you like sum all those things up, like the revolver, jacket accuracy, the holster, yeah, it's definitely goes about over 300, so it goes in the A.
Yeah.
This hobby
X
isn't
gonna
cheap.
give it to you.
This hobby isn't cheap. It may not look like much, but it's honest work.
It adds up. It adds up.
Mr. X, I
Definitely in the, I'd say probably in the S plus range.
I'm not even gonna discuss it. It goes
No,
into
wait,
S
wait,
plus.
wait. I think
Because-
you could get it into the S range, because if you think about it, the most expensive part you're looking at is probably the prosthetic mask, and then the other is just the jackets. And
No, I think what it
Leather
is,
trench coat, bruh.
because it looks to be like a custom trench coat almost. But I
I mean, look how
I
broad
just-
the
I can't find-
shoulders are. You'll need like a freaking
a muscle
muscle
suit.
frame something to have like, you know, those big shoulder bells and everything, like those Death Star delts.
And then what to make it look nice too? What would you go for? Big boots or like platforms or something?
I've seen the platform ones, and I don't know, it looks weird to me.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
just get like kneecap surgery, bro. Like extend your bones.
Bone extension surgery.
Hippie question to you: how much do you think this head prosthetic would go for, like the mask?
So since he doesn't have any face expressions, like no angry like nemesis or anything, he doesn't talk, I think you could get away with latex. And I've seen Mr. X masks go for maybe 300 for like a good one, like a well painted sculpted one. So
Uh,
300 for the mask.
I've seen latex masks because I did build a Mr. X costume for a friend of mine. The trench coat wasn't accurate. It was made out of fabric because I knew he would die of a heat stroke if we had a leather one. But the mask was pretty good. We bought it on AliExpress and it was probably like in the maybe $50 range. And it looked pretty
But
good.
then it's thin leather. I mean latex. It's thin latex. You need
Yeah.
like something thick and like quality. You know.
You know what? I think maybe it can fit into S. Just maybe if you're smart with the
It
trench
depends
coat.
on the coat. I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it can go into S. It might fit in there.
Yes.
Just yeah.
Jill
Uh,
Valentine.
Yeah, RE3 remake.
Remake Jill.
So this is the one with this is the one with the pants, like the jeans, not the one with with the skirt or whatever like they had in the
Right.
DLC thing.
Well, look, she has that cheap Amazon police belt with a couple of the pouches removed. She has the badge on it, which you can get the enamel pin from Super 6 Props. The leather badge holster. The holster is thankfully just a cheap fabric one. Well, not fabric, but like the condor ones that you can get easily available.
Mhm.
The boots, though, these ones I never managed to find. The one with the big, steel toe caps. She
Yep.
also has the little necklace. She has the gloves, the little elbow
The wig.
protector. Well, the wig. Well, you can always use either your natural hair if you really feel like it, or a wig. And she has the blue shirt and the jeans. And honestly, I'd say you could probably get it a bit. Well, she does have the shoulder holster though, that is made out of leather. So I'd probably say maybe if you're probably say in the A range. Probably say yeah.
A range.
Yeah.
I was gonna say maybe we can fit it into B, but
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. I guess it once again, like leather shoulder holsters, just here to
Yeah.
pump up that price. But yeah,
But
I mean,
also
I would
there's,
say everything outside of the leather shoulder holsters makes it.
But
a
there's also
B.
the boots. The boots also can be pretty expensive.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
So I'd
if
probably
it's
say-
like genuine steel-toed boots and stuff like that, yeah, I mean, you would easily just get into the A range.
what if you get something similar? Like, what if you get boots for half the price for something similar, but
Yeah,
not
I mean, you
exact-
can always get cheap costume boots.
Yeah, but then you'll need to get a Glock replica as well, or a Samurai Edge if you feel like it. So
All right, A tier. God damn
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, even if you went with the grenade launcher, I mean, the grenade launchers.
Oh no, Vector. So Plutonia, tell us about Vector.
Oh fuck! All right, so
I can
Vector
tell you
here.
about like all of that.
Let's get Plutonium first, then kill Cade.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did build a Vector cosplay for a former buddy of mine, and all I gotta say is, the mask itself is a huge pain in the ass to make, and I did it with I think an FMJ 08, so already that was like at least $200 or so. And then you need to add the EL wires inside of it, but like, and then you need to add a little slanted lines on the outserts and everything, and also like you need the jacket itself, which I did buy the fabric so that we could like my friend could recreate like the game accurate hoodie, little hood thing. But then he just, I don't know, he had a burnout and then he stopped cosplaying and everything. But anyways, long story short. But yeah, but making Vector, here's the thing: there's no way that you can like make it easily. Almost everything needs to be custom made. The gas mask, the shirt. The only things like even like the shirt has a bit of a skirt to it as well, so it needs to be like elongated. Also, the pants also have that X pattern on them. The only things that are like somewhat easy to make is like the vest itself, which is like a condor vest, and he has like motocross boots.
Mhm.
And does he have knee pads? I don't know if he does. But yeah, so the point is that it's a pain in the ass to make it. It's probably like saying the S rank. What about you, Killcade? Hell,
yeah.
probably S plus.
So even if you took like the ease of 3D printing into it for like the mask pieces of stuff, I mean that's only gonna knock down a fraction of it. But yeah, I mean you're looking at same FM12 gas mask that's modified with custom, VPU pieces and stuff like that. The L wire it's cheap, but it definitely adds complexity to it. The jacket or like the rain jacket or whatever you would want to call that one to be custom made. The only alternative I could see you do on that, which I have seen people do online, is that they will put the hex pattern kind of in patches around like a normal jacket, kind of like replicating that active camo look to it. So it doesn't have the hex pattern like across the whole thing. That could save some money there. But yeah, I mean, if you're going full on hex grid all over the costume, yeah, it's S tier. I mean, you're taking all the most expensive parts of Hunk and then adding more expensive parts on top of that. So yeah, S tier for sure.
So you reckon he's more expensive than RE2 Hunk?
Oh yeah, 100%. With the custom work that has to go into it, You can't just like buy a bunch of it off the shelf. And like Hunk doesn't have any lighting and stuff like that. So I mean, you're
That's
definitely
right,
adding
yeah.
a lot more sweat equity into it as well. Like you're not just buying these pieces and putting them on. You're like having to actively work on these pieces.
Alright, Vector goes into S plus tier. Ada RE4, so I've seen some really good holster remakes on Etsy, but I don't remember their price.
I could check real quick.
Can somebody really check how much these things
Yeah.
go for on Etsy? I know there's some sellers.
Price check.
Yeah.
Price check. I don't know. The boots alone seem like it's already the A tier, but I don't know. I don't know how much those boots go for.
Like
but
also like she has the harness on her chest, like the whole custom thing, which you can get some pretty decent ones off AliExpress. I mean, I've seen a lot of Ada cosplayers that wear like the AliExpress one, and it's good.
The
worth.
ones that she wears is $137.
Right.
The shoulder.
Right.
I'm going to assume it's probably A tier.
I'd say more because she not only does she have like the shoulder harness, but she also has like the leg holster that Leon
And the
uses.
grapple gun, if you want to be.
Yeah, the little
Correct.
BDSM harness thingy.
I'd say S tier.
S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also with like the grapple gun and the black tail and
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
Oh,
like
man.
without the grapple gun, it goes for quite a penny. So yeah,
Yeah,
expensive.
for sure.
Leon RE4 remake.
S tier. S plus.
Yeah.
S plus.
100.
yeah, all the SOE gear stuff and
Yeah,
That
if you
jacket,
order
that
the-
Scott jacket.
the freaking jacket itself, which I still don't have yet. Don't worry, I'll get it soon because it's hot over here, so don't worry. For autumn, I'll get it myself, don't worry. I just need to find a good one. I don't want to get a pleather one that's gonna crack all over. I want an actual leather one, please.
All right.
Yeah,
Next.
This Leon cosplay makes me assume that Capcom has stock options in all of these companies.
Like the jacket alone, if you want to like buy the one that Capcom advertised, it goes for over 1,000, I think, as far as I remember.
1,250.
1,000. Yeah.
I went to a family party one time, or a family friend party, and someone walked in with a Scott jacket, and it was the one that Leon wears, and I was like looking at it. It was crazy.
Steal it. Do you know what you have right now?
No. I was like, hey, is that a Scott jacket? And he was like, oh yeah, you know what that is? He was surprised because like, you know, I'm just like a little teenager. Why would I be looking at $2,000 jackets and stuff?
Well, luckily there's still a lot of those jackets out and about, just various forms of repair, I guess.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you get a pretty good quality one for like 300 to 400, and then you can restore it yourself. But you know, it's more blood, sweat, and tears. The restore process. It is not as like overwhelming as it seems. It's just super tedious. That's it. But as far as restoring like the actual leather on jackets, not that bad.
Okay. Well, yeah. So pretty much SOE gear, jacket, holster, any gun that you want to print or buy an airsoft replica to adds up
also
to the price.
The Galco holster as well, shoulder holster.
Yeah, the
All right.
holster.
Okay, we know. Okay, it's S+. Okay, no conversation there. Let's move on. So for this one, for the daughters, here's the thing. Let's divide it into two parts, because I think it's fair to say that the most like preset costumes from like AliExpress and Amazon, they look pretty good. Mm-hmm. And how much do those go for? Does anybody remember?
Oh, they're pretty cheap from what I remember. I'd say no more than around the $60-$80 price point range, if I remember. It might be even cheaper.
It goes for 50.
50.
Yeah.
All right, plus makeup. Yeah.
Makeup could be expensive, so.
Well, but I think you can fit it into 150. Okay, but what if you want to make it, like, what if you want to saw all this with...
you also need the...
With, like, quality fabric and stuff.
You need the hook as well.
Sickle's not that expensive.
Yeah.
Sickle, sorry.
You can print the sickle.
I think I sell mine for $45 as a kit. That just straight to your door. But I think you can get various levels of them that are, you know, either put together or you have to work on your own.
Well, if you get the costume for 50 and then you alter a few things here and there with the sickle, I'd say it's probably going to be like a bit above 150. So like a B-, I'd say probably.
Yeah, it's definitely B tier. I mean, even if you go crazy and you want to 3D print the more accurate like necklace pieces and the stuff that goes on the dress itself, even buying the tattoos, the forehead tattoo, that's not even that expensive. I think it was like, I want to say it's like $20 for 3 or something like that. And then the blood is pretty cheap to do as well, the blood makeup and everything.
And then, as you were saying, hard mode, like if you wanted to custom make it, like sew it yourself, I'm guessing you would have to buy a dress to modify it, and I feel like even then that would probably still be as cheap as what B tier is, basically.
I mean, I'm gonna say, like, I think the ones that are represented on Amazon, now there could be various degrees of this, but I mean, the ones that we've used in the past, I mean, they're pretty accurate from what I can see, which is surprising, given, you know, most pre-made stuff is not very accurate.
Right, yeah.
All right, does she have, like, any necklaces or anything, you remember?
Yeah, she's got some necklace. They're very easy to find. I think there's a ton of remakes, both on Amazon and Etsy, of various 3D printed versus, manufactured versions, and they're all pretty good. But yeah, I think this is probably one of the cheaper ones.
I think you can get away with her being like below 150, but just for the sake of it, let's just in case hetero to be, because some small accessories might add up, so it might go a bit above.
Whatnot as well, depending on what sister you want to cosplay of.
All right, Chris Redfield RE5. Who knows anything about him?
All I know is that the shirt is gonna set you back at least like 150, and then there's the freaking harness itself, which you can either kind of do a custom job on it, so it's can be considered a bit cheap, but not really. There's also the machete in the back. It's got to be 3D printed, or you can just like in your cosplay guide video, just like keep a regular knife. Yeah, it's like also like the whole belt thingy and the holster. Honestly, probably in the S tier, just because of the freaking shirt. Up until the day comes out where there's a cheaper option for the shirt, then yeah, it can probably be taken down as A. But right now, that's not gonna happen. And honestly, at this point, I'm pretty sure like building an RE5 remake cosplay, when the remake comes out eventually, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be cheaper, or it'll be covered in SOE gear, so it's probably gonna be like an S plus.
So
Damn it, Capcom, what is your obsession with SOE gear? I don't get it.
So with Chris, I do know that there are some like sets you can get on AliExpress, but they're so terrible. Like they're nowhere near as good as quality as say like the Daughters or hell even Leon. So I wouldn't recommend buying one from AliExpress. Like the pre-made ones, they're completely terrible. And the harness you'll most likely have to like custom make it or make it out of some existing military parts and put it together. But yeah, plus the knife.
All I've got to say is wait for the remake.
Yep.
Alright. Wesker from
Resident Evil 5.
Yeah.
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. Probably gonna.
Well,
be-
okay. Well,
Go ahead.
I mean, I see a lot of like AliExpress or Amazon Wesker costumes that don't look bad, but I mean, if you're gonna go for completely custom made, which are we going for custom made, or are we gonna go for what's
No,
easy
let's go
but
for, like,
also accurate?
It's just
yeah.
accuracy. So I mean, if the AliExpress ones are like close enough, like I mean, the most important part of this cosplay is just the texture pattern that's on
Yeah.
the
the
jacket,
weave.
right, and the shirt. I would say if you find something that's close to that, that's like really passable to the game, then
Well,
I would
if
say
I
that's a win,
recall, the AliExpress ones, they do have the weave, the woven like fabric
yeah.
thing to it. It makes it really stiff. By the way, apparently a lot of Western cosplayers told me that. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable and stiff to move.
Like, yeah, like it's tight or whatnot.
Mhm.
Yeah. But you know, there's a version with the coats, and I think at some point in the game, yeah, sometimes in some cutscenes he doesn't have it when he gets injected and shit. And I think
Yeah.
in the Wesker mode in Resident Evil 0, he doesn't have it. So yeah, I guess if you really want to cut costs on it, you can remove the coat. But for the most part, like he also has like those long boots on him, you know, like Neo boots from the Matrix.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like either A or. I mean, I feel like you could squeeze it to B if you're gonna go that way.
Yeah,
I
I'd
want
probably
to say B because I would say a majority of people are probably not going to make that full cut. Like finding the material alone almost makes it unattainable.
So they wouldn't
That-
go for custom; they would go for probably AliExpress or.
Man, well, I mean, if they're going for custom, just finding the material, I mean, you're probably getting up to like S plus.
how much do they go
Oh, yeah.
for
Seems
on
really
AliExpress?
uncommon.
Anybody know?
They go for about 150.
Alright.
Yeah, so
I'm looking at one that's
150 to get
150.
like boots and everything else. I feel like would be
Yeah,
not
so about
unreasonable.
maybe 300
Somewhat.
max.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think yeah, it's a lot easier to just order him than make him because this leather stuff is gonna be insane. But if you're gonna make it, like if you're gonna do a handmade version, it's definitely gonna be probably A. But let's leave him in
I
B.
feel like you don't need like weapons or anything.
It's funny because sometimes handmade stuff could be
Contacts?
either cheaper or even more.
Yeah, even if you had contacts to that, it's like what, another 20-30 bucks.
Yeah,
So,
contacts
yeah, it's
are
like-
not that expensive.
All
Yeah,
right.
and you don't even need to do it half the time. So
Here's my
Just
favorite part.
sunglasses.
So RE6 Leon version 1 in the jacket. I can easily say 150, and I can make an hell maybe even below. I can make an argument for him. So if you remember when Resident Evil 6 came out, there was like a limited edition version of the jacket that
Yeah,
also
it was
cost
$1,000.
yeah, a bunch. I think it's also like around the 1K range. You don't have to get that at all. So the reason is once again, AliExpress here to save the day. There is a lot of different versions of the jacket you can get on AliExpress. So the cheapest one, which I actually have, you can get on AliExpress, goes for like 60 bucks. And it's pretty good. It'll, like if you just want to cosplay with it, it'll last you for a while. And sometimes you can even find it for lower. And a more premium version that I saw made out of like proper leather, not synthetic, is only like 120.
It's
So-
not bad, yeah.
Yeah, you can squeeze it in
Because
easily.
it's a very basic like jacket design. Even if you can't get like one that has that same design, I guess you could buy one that has the same pattern and then just sew those like lines onto his arm.
Yeah, then just dark blue dress up shirt, like red shirt, like pants, gray pants. Belt is almost visible, so you don't even have to like buy it. Boots, the pistol, like you can 3D print it. It can easily go into 150.
Okay. Yeah.
This one I'm not sure though, because I don't think like anybody in our Discord at least has cosplayed him, like this version. I did make a video on him, but I'd say he might be a bit more expensive.
Shoulder holsters. That's like literally probably gonna be the
holsters.
Thing. Yeah,
it's always gonna be holsters.
The shoulder holsters are visible here, so yeah, definitely go on.
He also has a double leg holsters, you know, like with the weird platform.
Oh yeah.
Safari Land. Yeah. He has 2 of them, so.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Probably seen the A range for RE6 China Leon.
So yeah, 2 pistols, 2 drop leg holsters plus shoulder holster. Yeah, I think it's definitely at least B. Plus this leather vest you can get on AliExpress. Like there's a pretty good one, so you can buy it. Yeah, I mean thinking of maybe putting him in A, but I think B.
I think B. Yeah.
You can squeeze it in there. Heisenberg. This is a hard one.
A. I want to say A.
Well, there's the hammer. They gotta either 3D print or make
it's a big hammer.
No, it's. I think it's more practical if you build it out of EVA foam, because a giant 3D printed piece would just crack very easily. I'm sure Kilcade knows how that stuff works.
No, it won't crack. There's most people that make those hammer designs like that. They put like steel rods through all the pieces so that it's reinforced through the center of it. So it's actually pretty strong. And I mean, some people even go as far as to like fiberglass resin coat it. So it makes
I'm talking about the head though, like over time. But
no, yeah, but I would say a lot of people are. I have seen both EVA foam and 3D printed. If you're going for detail, of course 3D printing is going to be the way to go. But I've seen stuff as similar as like they make the handle out of EVA foam and then they like 3D print the more intricate details, or they get the bulk of the design in foam and then 3D print. So it's kind of like a moving scale, but if you were going to 3D print the whole thing, yeah, it's going to be up there just given the size alone.
Okay.
And then I feel like custom coat and everything like that, distressed coat,
like fiberglass, all that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the main costume itself.
This whatever like this coat is, you're definitely gonna have to like weather it a lot, work on it to make it like dirty, and I don't know if you want to like buy it.
Weathering doesn't cost much though.
He also has that weird necklace around his
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And the little box on his leg as well. The weird bucket hat that he has. I don't know if you can find like an actual one easily. I don't know. I feel like
I've seen a lot of Heisenbergs though, but
probably the
I want to say
so.
A range.
The necklace is like some vintage scale. I don't remember what it runs, but I think it's still attainable, like a real world equivalent of it. I don't know, everything. He's got like leather gloves, a fake cigar, I guess, or a real cigar, depending on how you want to go with it.
I'm feeling about like between S and A, but I'm not sure. Just probably need a vote here. Who thinks S?
It's probably S if you do the hammer for sure.
Okay, S.
Probably S.
All right. Yeah, I was torn on it, but yeah, S. Lupo, Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City.
Oh, this one's a tough one.
G36 included.
Yes. Well, no, you can still. So you can find a pretty decent G36 and buy the pieces to adapt it to the one that the picture shows there. You can probably get one for about $150, and the piece is about another $50. So you're probably looking $200 total for just the rifle. The gas mask is cheap. I think the gas mask is like $30, and then just like Plutonian was saying, you have to use the L wires on the inside of it to get that blue effect. The bodysuit, from what I know, is pretty cheap. maybe 30-40 bucks. And then all the pouches and the radio and everything, pretty cheap. I mean, you can get it all on AliExpress. It's just going to be a lot of custom work, especially on the chest rig. Because, I mean, they don't make one just inherently like that. Like, you have to use, like, P90 magazine pouches for those front 4 pouches. And then the, her, like, machete on the back, or whatever you want to, the butcher knife is all gonna have to be 3D printed. You can make it out of EVA foam if you're talented enough, but all that's gonna have to be 3D printed.
I'm feeling A tier. What do you guys think?
It's somewhere between A to S, depending on, I mean, if you look at the rifle alone, going $200 into it, like just straight from there. I don't know. I have a feeling it's probably going to be S. Like, I haven't finished it out yet, but yeah, it's somewhere between A to S. I'm not sure.
I think S.
Yeah, I'd say S.
All right.
Probably by the time.
All right, Plutonia, you got this one.
All right, Village Chris. Well, thankfully, it's not the tactical version, because the tactical version is like, anyways, another can of worms. But thankfully, it's the P-code version. So the P-code itself, you can manage to get, well, you can either get the collector's version, which is about 1,500, but yeah, screw that. You can get some pretty good replica ones. The one that I got was like, I think 100 or so. $1 Canadian was like 120, but yeah, like I'd say 100 or so US dollars, and then you just need to get a turtleneck compression shirt underneath, because don't get like a regular turtleneck, because it doesn't look like, so get like a turtleneck compression shirt. The black pants themselves, you can get some pretty much good replica ones off AliExpress, which is like maybe like 30 bucks or so. The boots, the shoes themselves are Salomons, so the same one that Ghost has in Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, so the Salmons, they do cost a bit, maybe like 90 bucks or so, 80 bucks. They're good shoes though. And he has little leather gloves, maybe like 30 bucks or so, 20, 30 bucks. But the biggest culprit is you can be without the muscle suit or with the muscle suit. Personally, I'd say go with the muscle suit, because come on, that's Chris's physique. The muscle suit I got was probably like at least in the $100 range. So with all that said and done, it's probably in the A range, I'd say, for Chris.
What if you go without the muscle suit? What if you're like super bulky? Because we've seen some people who cosplay Chris RE8 with the coat.
Yeah, but then there's also there's also the pistol situation you need to create. So getting the actual pistol itself is probably like it's a $300 airsoft gun, unless you can get a 3D printed one. But believe me, I looked everywhere. I didn't find like a 3D printable STL. So
okay, so it's definitely at least an A tier, right?
Yeah, at least if you don't have the pistol, unless you want to grab like or unless you want to lose some accuracy points and just get a regular silenced pistol, then yeah, I'd say in the A range or so. It's probably like, reasonable for a pretty decent like Village Chris cosplay.
All right.
Minus the pistol. Because look, maybe we'll get a 3D printed kit eventually down the line. Hey, Killcake, can you hit me up, please?
On it.
Thank you.
He's like working on it as we speak.
Yeah.
Well, for part 1, I guess that settles it, because I'm definitely gonna make a part 2. There's obviously a lot of these characters have like variations. Chris has like the tactical version, and not all Chris's are included here, so yeah.
Let's do the hard version where we do the
not all Chris's are created equal.
Not all Chris's are created equal, yeah.
Let's get Code Veronica in here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure
all the stuff we know nothing about.
There's gonna be people screaming at me for not like including Barry in this part 1 or something.
The merchant.
What about Resident Evil 7, Chris?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. Ugly Chris.
That's not even Chris, dude. At that point, oh my god.
It's Ryan Gosling.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, that settles it. People have their answers. Until next time, everyone.
Definitive facts, all of this.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
I hit the table so hard my mouse is connected. I gotta use my trackpad.
Stop recording.